Yo, what's good? Next Gen Amolytics, new day. Happy Friday, everybody. The 30th today. I'll give a little recap of yesterday, then we'll move forward onto today's picks. First, we got B-Lo. He went 1 for 2 against Gusto. Tampa Bay got to Gusto as I thought, got him out of there in 3 2/3. And then Altuve hit a homer off of Baz. He went 1 for 3 there. And then Butler went 0 for 2 against Berrios, the starting pitcher, but 1 for 3 for the game. So we'll take that. And then the home runs, we went 0 for 2 there. B-Lo didn't come through, and then Baz gave up a home run as I thought he would. However, from the right side, but it was Altuve that came through there. But moving forward, on to today. Starting out, I like Jose Ramirez. As I mentioned previously, he's still in that hitting streak. It's up to 21 games now. He has a weighted OBA of 401 against right-handed pitching and striking out at 11% rate there. He's going against Jose Soriano, who has a whip of 140 against left-handers. He's given up at least 10 base runners in his last 2 games, and then 10 plus base runners at least in his last 3 out of 5. I just watched him go against Miami. Didn't look too good. And then, LA's bullpen itself, the Angels, I'm talking here, is bad too. So, if they get him out of there, I like Jose against the bullpen as well. So he's, a candidate of 2+ bases here. I also like the pitch mix that Soriano is throwing here. It was a sinker that I like, his usage of a sinker. I'll find the exact stats for Jose here. So we've seen it 7 times in the past month from the right-hand side. He has a 429 average with a 550 weighted OBA, 2 extra base hits, a home run against that, 0% K rate. So I like this for Jose. I like him for him to keep it going. Soriano's pitch mix also included, I want to say, a 4-seamer. Let me see it. Yeah, 4-seamer, but sinker by far is his highest usage. Uses the 4-seamer at about 18%, and then a knuckle curve at about 15%. But that sinker is what I'm targeting, and Jose's hitting it, so we're gonna go back there. And as I said before, I like Jose against their bullpen too. Moving forward, next up I have Lawrence Butler of the Athletics. He's out there in Toronto. I picked him yesterday, going back to the well here. He's going against Chris Bassett, who hasn't been very good, to be honest. He did have a quality start against San Diego in his last 5, but San Diego hasn't really been hitting the ball by any means, and that's his only. I want to say that's his only quality start of the. He had one other quality start this year, in which he went 6 2/3 against the Mets, and that was the first game, not first game of the year, but that was the 5th of April. So he's went almost 2 months with 2 quality starts in 10 games. Last game he went 4 innings, gave up 11 base runners and 5 earned to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's got to him twice over the course of the past 5 games, and then he allowed the Angels, who aren't very good at all, get to him for 9 base runners, 4 earned at home. Oh, that was away, sorry. But I like this matchup for Butler. Bassett struggles with lefties over righties, giving up a 223 whip to lefties with a 397 average over the course of the past month. Butler has a 455 weighted OBA, a 24% K rate, and has a ISO of 297 versus righties. I'm attacking the sinker here as well. This is the pitch that I want to say Bassett has been increasing. Yeah, so over the course of time, he usually uses his cutter and sinker about the same, but he's been increasing this sinker, and I'll get the exact percentage. He's increased that sinker 6% and dropped off his cutter about 10%. So he dropped that cutter down to 22% or so. So I'm looking at Butler against both those pitches. I'll pull that up real quick. So against the sinker itself, he's batting a 444 over 18 AB, 6 extra base hits and a home run in the past month. And then if you look at him with the cutter, let's look at the cutter by itself. He's 3-9, 333 average, one extra base hit being a home run, 0% K rate. So I like this for Butler. Like him to keep it going here against Bassett, who's been struggling this year. And then if you look in the past week, Butler's seen those pitches for 9 ABs, 556 average, 713 weighted OVA, 3 extra base hits, 1 home run. So I like that for Butler. Moving on. Going to Boston and Atlanta. We find that. You got Gelato, and that's what I call his name. It might not be pronounced that, but that's how I pronounce his name. He's on the mound for Boston, and Grant Holmes is on the mound for Atlanta. These teams just saw each other like 2 weeks ago, in which Atlanta got to Gelato for 10 base runners and 6 earned runs, 3 home runs they got off of him. I like this spot for Albies. Albies has started to hit the ball. He's batting. It says over the course of the week, 2 weeks, he's batting a 3.99 weighted OVA versus right-handed pitching. He's also on a 14-game hitting streak, so I can mention that there. And then on the other side, I like Duran against Holmes. Duran's batting a 526 weighted OVA versus right-handed pitching right now, with a 438 average and a 23% K rate. And then I didn't mention for Albies, he has a 9% K rate against righties. I like this for both of them. Speaking on Gelato, he just went 7 innings pitch against Baltimore, I will say. But Baltimore's, not great by any means. He gave up 8 base runners there. And then, as I said, Atlanta got to him. And then prior to that, he was out at Kansas City, gave up 3 base runners there. Texas got to him pretty good there. 3 innings pitched, 2/3, and then he gave up 11 base runners, 6 earned. And then against Toronto at the end of April, he gave up 7 base runners, 3 earned. So I feel like Atlanta can get back to him here. Atlanta's returning back home over the course of a road trip. So and Boston's been struggling. I just saw them get swept by Milwaukee. They got swept by Milwaukee on 2 walk-offs, actually. So I expect this, honestly, to be a high-scoring game. Holmes has been decent. I'm not, going to say he's been bad by any means. But I feel like he's just getting – I don't – he doesn't impress me, really at all. I feel like he's just getting by. He did pitch decent against Boston. Went 7 base runners and 2 earned there. He had 4 walks, so you don't love that. And then he's given up 4 – in his last 5 games, he's given up 4 home runs. Not 5 home runs over the course of 4 games. So I like Boston, to get it started early. I feel like this is going to be a high-scoring game, to be honest. Boston knows they need to get some runs up, and Atlanta's bat's been heating up, especially Albies. Pitches-wise here, I like Albies against Gelato's slider. Against the slider, he's been increasing his slider usage over the course of the past couple weeks. He increased it from 25% to 38% usage. And then I'll find the exact numbers for Albies right now. So against that slider, He's batting a 600 in the past 2 weeks. It's only a 5 AB sample size. He's batting, 600 with 2 extra base hits, and a 16% K rate. And then over the course, let me find that. So he's also using his changeup. So I will show you that as well. He's using his changeup about the same amount as the slider, but the changeup has been being used all year versus he's increasing that slider usage. So over the course of the past 2 weeks against that changeup, Albies is batting a 444 over the course of 9 ABs, and then a 0% K rate, and then a 0% walk rate. So every ball has been hit and play, which is what I like. Give us a chance there. So I like that for Albies. Let me move on to Duran against Holmes. Holmes is a four-seam fastball type pitcher, and that's exactly what Duran likes to hit. So he was throwing that four-seamer at 33% over the course of the past month. In the past 2 weeks, he's moved into over 40% usage of that four-seamer. Then I'll pull up Duran right now. Let me see, where is he at? So over the course of the past 2 weeks, Duran is 11 for 8 for a 727 average, 2 extra base hits, and a 1 home run. He has a 14% K rate and then a 14% walk rate. With he's averaging 100.9 exit velocity against the fastball. And then he uses his slider as well, so I'll look into that. He's actually been dropping that slider. He dropped that slider down, never mind. He's not really using that slider at all. It's the curveball that he's been using a little bit. But essentially, it's that fastball, four-seamer. So Duran in the past 2 weeks is 3 for 4 against the curveball, with 0% K rate as well. So I like this matchup for both Duran and Albies. Moving on, last one. I like Bellinger of New York. They're out there in LA against the Dodgers. Let me pull up. He's going against Gosolin. Okay, Gosolin, he's giving up a 168 whip against lefties right now for a 294 average. Over the course of the past 2 weeks, Bellinger is batting a 450 weighted OBA versus right-handed pitching at a 10% K rate. I like this. Gosolin just was away at the Mets. Gave up 10 base runners, 4 earned, and then gave up 9 base runners, 4 earned against the Angels. And then over the course of the past 5 games, he's given up at least 5 base runners in each of them, with a home run in 3 out of 5. Let me pull this up. The pitch that I'm attacking here is the four-seamer as well. Let me find him. So he's using his four-seamer against lefties over 50% of the time. Let me pull up Bellinger's stats real quick. Over the course of the past 2 weeks, Bellinger is batting 357 with 1 home run against the fastball, 14% K rate, and a 0% walk rate. And then he uses a splitter 24% of the time. There's not much, of a sample size for that for Bellinger. And then the curveball 18% of the time. I can look that up too. Let's see. See if there's anything for it. Okay, Bellinger's not so great against the curveball and splitter. He's 1 for 8 against those. But with the low usage of those, I'm not necessarily, worried about that. He's using those together less than he is using his fastball. So, if Bellinger can, hit his four-seamer, then I expect Bellinger to be looking for that splitter or cutter. He'll be, prepared for that and be able to hit that as well. But those are my top 5. Home run-wise, I like Olson from Atlanta going against Gelato. Let me find him real quick. As I said, Gelato loves to use that slider. Olson has 2 home runs in the past week against that slider. I want to say Olson went yard against them in Boston. If I had it up in front of me, I could tell you, but I'm pretty sure he did. And that's probably where one of those home runs is from. But Olson, 2 home runs in the past week against that slider. So I like that for Olson out there. And then I'm going to go Judge out there in Dodger Stadium against Gosolin. Gosolin, as I mentioned previously, has given up a home run his last 3 out of 5. I'll pull up his. He's going heavy fastball against righties too. So, and Judge can hit a fastball as well. Let me pull it up. Yeah, over 50% of his arsenal against righties is the fastball. And he's given up 2 home runs in the past 2 weeks with that fastball. Let me pull up Judge real quick. Judge does not have no home runs in the past 2 weeks against the fastball. We'll say that much. The course of the past month, though, he is batting. He has a 478 ISO with 6 extra base hits and 2 home runs against the fastball. 4-seamer, sorry. But yeah, those are my 2 home runs. And my top 5 for hits is Ramirez, Albies, Butler, Duran, and then Bellinger in that order. I thank you guys for watching. If you want to be notified when I post, please subscribe and turn on your notifications. Like, comment, share these videos. Let me know if there's any player props or anything else that you want to know more of about the game of baseball. Thank you.